I'm going to be very selfish about this next slide. This is what I do, and interaction design is probably what I practice every day. And what's interaction design? For those of you that don't know, I guess I'm doing a little bit of research. I'm modeling research. I'm thinking about personas. I'm bringing that research to the table. I'm making it easy for designers to understand what happened out in the field. And then we get into design, maybe some journey mapping, and a little bit of service design too. So thinking about what happens before the actual screen. So is the user in a lift? Are they at Ragnall Dock? When they're using it on the UI, and then after what happens too. So a bit of service design. So I've thrown this in the mix. I can see Nielsen and Norman mentioning interaction design or service design, but I think it's a big part of UX personally myself. They also didn't seem to mention research or not much about that. So this is getting a little bigger every minute, the skills that underpin UX. But let's think about the practitioners. You know, what role do UX practitioners play? Well, this is a funny diagram, actually. So if we go over here, we'll see that this is a UX designer, and this is a UI designer. And they've got thought processes that are slightly different. The UX designer is a critical thinker and a creative thinker, but the UI designer is a creative thinker and a convergent thinker. So I would ask the UI designers here in the room, are you guys not critical thinkers? I thought you might be sometimes. And I would say that, you know, the UI designer can be quite critical as well. So I'm not sure about that. And then if we look at the focus, design is based on the user's needs. And in this, the design is based on the client's needs and requirements. But I think in the world that we're living in, it's a little bit of both for both players. In fact, sometimes people play both of these roles in one role, in the UX team of one, as we call them. But even if they don't, I think that there's much more of a collaboration these days between it. So if you look at there's some more sub-skills to unearth here, trawling for like, what is UX about? So we've got, underneath the UX designer, we also have sometimes skills, information architect, program manager, content strategist, spelled wrong, functional analyst. And over here, this role, UI designer, sometimes fills graphic design, brand design, web design, front-end developer. So you can see where this is going. It's getting quite busy in terms of the amount of skills that we need. So for me personally, user experience is all about the user. And I think that if you don't have users involved, and I mean real users, it's not user experience, or you're not practicing user experience. Quite a lot of people come to me and they say, hey, do you know what? I want some of that user experience. Oh, you want user experience? No problem, I'll get you some of that. Okay, you ready? Yeah. So when can we talk to your users? Okay, there's going to be a problem with that. Oh, okay, really? Yeah, we're not able to let you talk to users. Okay, no problem. So what do you need? We need something to make the screen better. You need some UI work. No problem. Let me get you UI design. No. We need UX. Okay. Do you want to talk to users? No. Okay, just not going to really work out. No problem. We'll get you UI designer, and so on. 3 months later, you get the phone call. Hey, Séamus. Yeah? I think we want to talk to some users. Okay, no problem. Let's do it. And it's almost like dating or something. It's almost like a trust to let me talk to the user, so yeah, or whoever. So I think that's it's very important. If you don't have that step or that conversation of engaging users, you're not really practicing user experience research or design. A lot of people seem to think that having a target audience in mind when you're creating something is enough, and it's great. Like, of course, if you're thinking about someone as you're designing, it means that they're the focus of your design. It's a good thing to do. But certainly, it's not human-centered design. It's not participatory design. So, let's kind of go into what human-centered design is. So, ISO standard 52075 is ergonomics of a human-system interaction, and it's part 210 and relates to human-centered design for interactive systems. And that says there's 6 key principles. 1, design is based upon an explicit understanding of the user's tasks and environments. 2, users are involved throughout the design and development. 3, the design is driven and refined by user-centered evaluation. 4, it's an iterative process. 5, the design addresses the whole user experience. And 6, finally, the design team includes multidisciplinary skills and perspectives. So what I decided to do was have a quick mapping and transform these key principles into services that we can walk away and say, we need to learn that. So user research / field studies, participatory design with users, feedback and user testing, project management, design synthesis, modeling and storytelling, and then lastly, visual design, interaction design, information architecture, content promotion. That's all that kind of UI stuff, I guess. So number 6 is UI related, and 1 to 5 seem to be a little bit different. That's the talking to users bit. So bringing back to the skill set. So if UX designer, user-centered design or human-centered design, user research, UX evaluation, synthesis, that's translating the findings into kind of actionable, provable data that can be applied to the design, modeling it, that means being able to visualize it, report writing, a lot of writing in UX design, and critical thinking, of course, that's very important. So I've decided to take human-centered design and apply this back into our little model here of what the end-to-end user experience are and what are the skills that underpin UX. So unleash the human-centered design on the UX world. So, okay, so this is getting a little bit busy and the skills are getting bigger and bigger. Here's a randomly selected UX job. I hope this is not your job posting that I picked yesterday. But I just applied the same kind of evaluation on this. So what does the role require? Evaluation techniques, research, facilitation, and that's a tricky one in itself, report writing, prototyping, modeling, not the America's Next Top Model modeling, advocacy, and ethnographic research, which means field studies. Where do you learn all this? I don't know any program on the planet that teaches this stuff. Or I don't know anyone in the industry who actually has all these skills, including myself. So, or even if you did, to be able to keep up with all this at the same time, it's insane. Okay, so what do we draw out of this? So UX touches everything. It seems to be almost like a DNA thing. And I've decided to actually think about adding some other things in here. There's a lot of soft skills that we don't talk about when it comes to any design projects. So there's planning, there's communication skills, there's keeping everyone on the same page, there's a lot of multitasking, there's project management, there's documentation, and probably a gazillion other things to think about. So we're beginning to build up this profile of what skills underpin UX. But hold on a second. Just spritz some water. Okay, so, can one person do all this? I think a Jedi might, or a ninja, or these like wonderful people, you know, but actually, what might be able to do this is a unicorn, you know, because not only does a unicorn, they have wonderful design skills and they've got amazing development skills, but I tell you, what we need really right now is effective anti-core, because, you know, I need somebody who can do research, I need somebody who can do anthropological research, that they can actually report writing like they're, you know, a journalist, and they're able to do design like they're, you know, Gaudi, and so forth. Or maybe it's more like a chimera, which is a combination of a dragon, a lion, and a ram, I believe. So, and I believe you could dip into Greek mythology for much more, I guess, the amount of species mixed together. So, but I guess the point of the matter is, for UX, it's not really a lake, I suppose. It's more like an ocean, and I think it's okay to say that. I think it's okay to say that there's a lot to learn here, there's a lot to know. And I was cycling on Monday, I had to cycle a 30-minute cycle there and back, and it hit me on the bike, yes, it's UX takes a village, that's it. And it's very photographed in my head. And I had a deja vu at that moment as well, so I knew I was, like, my chakras were open, I was really on the right track here. This is it, it's all about this. It takes a village. But you know what? When I got onto Google and found this image, it didn't have any people, so I said, I need to get some village people. And it's kind of like an average day documentary. And I said, let me iterate on this, and we go, no, you know what? UX takes a team. It takes a UX team. Yes, that's what we need. You know, we need to build great products for everyone, and what we really need is a good team. And what's interesting, a little bit of a segue here is, if you actually look at what this says here, portrait of a happy and attractive young mixed ethnicity design team together in your studio. For those who want to delve more into this weird area, there's actually a video version of this where they're all kind of standing like this and moving slightly to the left and right. So, how do folks discover UX? I think most of the time they stumble upon it, but not completely by random chance. They're probably coming from some other discipline to it, and then they kind of, it's like coming out of the tributary into the ocean. And I think that's probably, if you're new to UX, you might be experiencing that right now. So back to what we were doing, we thought about this gap between education and design, and we wanted to do hands-on training to make sure that there were, so we've identified some areas that are where the gaps are, and we're trying to not only teach it internally, but also to bring it to the world and share that with the